Hey, thank you very much, Greg, and good morning, everybody. And hey, look, you can just take one look at our Facebook page and tell this is an issue that is dividing Texans. By now, you have probably heard about Governor Greg Abbott's plans to reopen the state in phases. This Friday, a big step forward. Restaurants, malls, businesses, many of them will be allowed to reopen under certain rules, though. They can only operate at 25% capacity is certainly one rule that stands out. So we're asking you this morning, is it too soon or is it time to get the state of Texas back in business? We want to hear your take. You can go to WFAA.com/vote now to weigh in. As you do so, I want to get live to Hannah Davis, who is hanging out in Fort Worth with more. Hannah?
Yeah, good morning, Mark. A lot of people talking this one. And I think what you said earlier, phases, that's the key word here. Governor Abbott going over this plan yesterday, saying essentially this is permission to reopen. It's not a requirement. And he also specified certain businesses types that are really going to start the rollout on Friday. Let's take a look at the details of this. Take a look. Governor Abbott giving the green light to the following: retail, restaurants, movie theaters, malls, libraries, and museums, all to open on Friday, but in no more than 25% capacity. Two quick notes here. The mall food court and play areas, as well as the interactive displays at museums, will remain closed at this time. Now, that capacity amount jumps from 25% to 50% on May 18th, provided that there's no spike in COVID-19 infection rates. Meanwhile, if you've been waiting to see your doctor or the dentist, you can now do that Friday too, and it could be the first Sunday back at church. They're allowed to expand capacity as long as everyone is safely spread apart. Now, parents, the governor still doesn't know if summer camps are a go. He says he's going to have to answer that soon. He's looking into it. He did, however, say that outdoor sports are allowed to resume as long as no more than 4 people are playing together at one time. If you're traveling, here's what you need to know, though. As of Friday, people coming to Texas from New Orleans or anywhere in Louisiana no longer need to self-quarantine for 14 days. However, those rules are still in effect for people traveling from the following: New York, Chicago, Detroit, and other hotspots across the country. Now let's talk about what the governor did not open. That's bars, gyms, hair salons, barbershops, public swimming pools. Those are going to remain closed until at least May 18th. We know that there's a lot to unpack there, right? A lot of rules there, and this is a process, and it all depends on what we see in the next couple days. We've got all the details on our website, WFAA.com. Go there for all those details. And of course, you can always send us questions. Use the hashtag #IamUp, and we'll respond as quickly as we can. Kara, over to you now.
All right, Hannah, thanks for the update. So keep your votes coming in. We've had almost 1,000 people weigh in this morning, and a majority of you, nearly 80%, are saying you do not agree with the plan. You can go to WFAA.com/vote now or click on the Vote Now tile to weigh in.